Hello students, today we will discuss the chapter photosynthesis. Now, all living organisms they need food. Animals they obtain their food from plants, but plants prepare it for themselves by the process of photosynthesis. Now, the question is, what is photosynthesis? So, photosynthesis is the process by which living plant cells containing chlorophyll produce food substances from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy. So, it's a process by which living plant cells containing chlorophyll they produce food substances. Food substances is in the form of glucose and starch from carbon dioxide and water by using light energy. Plants release oxygen as a waste product during this process. Importance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis provides food for all and it also gives us oxygen to breathe in. So, photosynthesis provides food directly for plants and indirectly for animals and humans. And it releases oxygen into the atmosphere, which supports all life on the earth. Chlorophyll, the vital plant pigment. Now, chlorophyll, it is a green coloring matter found in plants. And it is contained within a cell organelles, and that cell organelle is called as chloroplast. Now, what are chloroplasts? Chloroplasts are minute oval bodies bounded by a double membrane structure, and their interior contains closely packed flattened sacs, and the closely packed flattened sacs are called as thylakoids, and they are arranged in piles, and that is called as grana or granum, and they are lie in a colorless ground substance, and the colorless ground substance is called as stroma. The pigment chlorophyll is contained in the walls of the thylakoids. Chloroplasts, they are mainly contained in the mesophyll cells, and mesophyll cells are located between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis of leaves. Chlorophyll, they absorb blue and red light and they reflect away the green light. That is why chlorophyll appears green. And there are 9 types of chlorophylls are found, and 2 out of these, that is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, they are best known and they are most abundant. Too much light destroys chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is highly sensitive to light. So, too much light may destroy it. However, the formation of chlorophyll itself depends on the exposure of the plant to light. Regulation of stomatal opening. We know stomatas are minute pores or minute openings occurring in mostly large number on the lower surface of the leaf. Stomatas are present on the upper surface of leaves also, but mostly they occurred in large numbers, mainly on the lower surface of leaves. And the main function of stomata is to let in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And when there is dark, they tend to close their opening. So, the water loss is minimized from the leaves through transpiration, and during the daytime, they reopen to allow carbon dioxide to diffuse in. Due to this process, we can say the transpiration is the price which the plant pays for photosynthesis. Opening and closing of stomata. There are 2 theories about the opening and closing of stomata. One is the sugar concentration theory and another is the potassium ion concentration theory. Sugar concentration theory. According to this theory, sugar concentration theory is actually the old theory, and according to this theory, during daytime, the gut cells begin photosynthesis and the sugar produced during the process increases the osmotic pressure, which causes endosmosis, that is, that draws in water from the adjoining cells. So when endosmosis takes place, the GERD cells become turgid and they bulge outward, and that causes opening of the GERD stomatal pore. So as the stomata opens, the diffusion of gases in and out starts, and if for any reason the water content of leaf is falling short, the water is drawn out of the GERD cell due to exosmosis, and that causes closing of the stomatal pore. I repeat again, according to sugar concentration theory, that is the old theory, the GERD cells during the daytime, they begin photosynthesis, and the sugar, that is glucose, produced during this process, and as a result it causes increase of the osmotic pressure, due to which endosmosis takes place, that is drawing of water from the adjoining cells takes place. That makes the GERD cells turgid and bulge outward. And the opposite happens in case of that result in closing of the stomata. It is during night when there is no glucose production takes place. So the water is drawn out of the GERD cell and exosmosis takes place. That result in flaccidity of the GERD cell. Potassium ion concentration theory. According to this theory, the stomatal opening and closing depend upon the generation of potassium ion. During daytime, chloroplast in the GERD cells, they photosynthesize, which leads to production of ATP. This ATP is used to actively pump the potassium ion of the adjacent cells into the GERD cell. And increased potassium ion makes the GERD cells hypertonic. So again endosmosis takes place. It is water will enter, which causes turgidity, and the stomatal pore opens. Reverse happens at night. That is, the potassium ion leak out, thus reducing the turgor pressure of GERD cells, and the stomatal pore closes. Process of photosynthesis. Now, the raw materials that are used in the process of photosynthesis is carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide are taken from the atmosphere by the process of diffusion. That is, from higher concentration outside the leaf to lower concentration inside the leaf through the stomata. And water is taken from soil by the roots. They send them to the stem and finally to the leaves, where it is distributed in the mesophyll tissues. So, let's do some progress check. Answer the following in yes or no. All parts of a green plant carry out photosynthesis. B. Out of 9 types of chlorophyll, chlorophyll A and B are most abundant. C. Too much light destroys chlorophyll. And D. Photosynthesis is the only biological process that releases oxygen into the air. So students, I hope that all of you understood till here, and we will be discussing about the next portion in our next video. Thank you.